This episode is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana is in the business of driving you happy. And with the widest selection of used cars under $20,000, you're bound to find a car that'll put a smile on your face. They even offer customizable financing so you can plan your down and monthly payments. To shop thousands of affordable vehicles 100% online, download the app or visit Carvana.com. Availability may vary by market.
Everybody, welcome to My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
How's everybody feeling? Feeling pretty good.
I don't know why my year had an S on the end of it. New Year's.
I mean, we always say that. It's New Year's.
Yeah.
You know,
but
it's
it's
just like, why?
a new
Why?
year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A new decade for me.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Feeling awful 40.
How's it feel?
Pretty awesome actually.
Yeah.
I like it so far. You know me, clean slate, new decade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of possibilities and plans. So my Capricorn energy is in full happiness, thinking that I can take down the world. I have tons of goals to accomplish. So
Yes. Oh, God,
I'm happy.
I love a good goal, man. I've been very goal focused this new year for sure. Like I've got my reading challenge all set up. I'm reading more. I'm working out every day. I've got goals in place. It's lovely. I
Yeah.
love to see it.
I don't have any goals in place, but
Yes, you do.
I haven't smoked.
Yeah, that was a goal for you.
No, I do not.
Okay.
we
Okay,
just
Cassie.
call it something different.
We're going
All
to
right.
call it Flubelmeisters in place. I don't know. I haven't smoked. Don't miss it.
Good.
Don't even
Good.
like crave it. I did when we were watching. That was the first time, and that's how I recognized that I hadn't missed it. Was because we were watching
Basic Instinct.
fucking Basic Instinct,
Uh-huh.
and like every other scene was somebody smoking. I was like, oh man, I don't even miss smoking.
Yeah, the number
That's
of
good.
cigarettes smoked in that movie for
So many.
sure. I mean, I will say it was movies like that and characters like Sharon Stone's character in that movie that made smoking look so glamorous. Like she
Yeah.
carried one of those like metal things that hold your
That's
cigarettes.
That's awesome.
Have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
I was just
classy.
like, man,
My Nana had one.
I only ever smoked like, you know, casually in my early 20s. I only ever smoked for the like glamorous nature of it. Like I always smoked those like long, skinny French cigarettes. It's the only ones that I would buy because
I would
wanted-
have put you down for cloves. Faux
Oh
Well,
shit!
they were illegal. Like I first, I tried a
Cloves?
clove whenever I was like 19, and then something happened and they stopped selling them. And I was like, why don't you sell cloves anymore? And they said all flavored cigarettes were illegal. I don't know if they're
Except
not
for
illegal
menthol?
now, except for menthol, I guess.
Interesting.
But because I used to go to this like luxury smoke shop
yes.
in Springfield, and I bought like a pack of like vanilla flavored cigarettes.
Oh.
They stopped selling
Okay.
those too.
I remember those.
Yeah.
I remember those. There was a place at the Christina. You'll remember this in Columbus. There was a place called the Continent. I don't know if it's still there or
yes.
not, but back in the day, it was like the spot.
Continent. Oh my God.
I know, right?
You were taking me back.
I know. But they did. They had a smoke shop and they had sell cloves. And yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Wow, what a time. I mean, don't smoke, kids. Don't do it.
No, it's
Awful.
stupid.
But speaking of Basic Instinct, which we all watched for our Tainted Love movie for Patreon, so if you want to listen to that, head over there. But after watching Basic Instinct, you know, I was on HBO Max and they were like, other movies like Basic Instinct. And it was a movie called 6 Degrees of Separation. And I'd never heard of this, but I was like, Stockard Channing and Will Smith on the cover of a movie. Like, what could
You're
this
like,
be?
how have I not?
And Will Smith looked like a fucking baby. And I was like, I'm going to watch the trailer for this. So
Okay,
I
no.
did. I watched
Oh,
the
no.
trailer for it. It actually seems fine. Like, it seems like the kind of 90s movie that my mom and I would watch together, you know?
Right.
But I was kind of like looking up Stockard Channing because I was like, what's she up to? And I saw that just this last year, Will Smith admitted in his like book, or like I think he wrote a memoir or something like that, that he was in love with Stockard Channing.
Oh.
And I was like, what?
Okay.
Rizzo. Dude,
I
she
mean,
was amazing in
do love.
Death to 2021.
Oh,
she
my
was
God.
so
she is.
great in that.
God, I love her so much.
I love
Wait,
Stockard
who
Channing.
was she in? Hold on.
She was like the journalist woman or whatever. Yeah, pull her up. She was so funny. She had some of the most cutting quotes.
I love the girl, what's her name? Tracy Ullman. Yes. Her character, fucking hilarious.
I also like the British lady Gemma.
Yeah.
Normal. She's like, I tried online dating. So funny.
I didn't see that, but I loved Death to 2020.
Yeah, you gotta see the 2021.
It's good.
It's good too. But yeah, I know Keegan and I were talking before recording about Don't Look Up, which is, I mean,
oh God, it was
talk about re-triggered.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So yes, Don't Look Up was so good. It was so funny. You know, just Adam McKay is incredible. Everything he does, he's so brilliant. But it was triggering. Like, you know, I was just hashtag Team Comet the whole time. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, we deserve this. We deserve it. We deserve it.
Jonah Hill was, wow. Was he, his character was just.
Oh, hilarious. Hilarious.
Killing me.
Yeah, but this is the first time I've seen Leonardo DiCaprio in something where, like, he looks like a
normal person.
Middle-aged man. You know what I mean?
It was actually endeared me to Leonardo DiCaprio more because I've never really been. I mean, I think he's a great actor.
Yeah,
but unpopular opinion, never once thought he was attractive.
You know, he's one of those guys. I feel like I did think he was super cute.
Oh yeah, when I was young,
in the Titanic era, like Leo DiCaprio time period. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like he's one of those actors, and I think that there's a handful of them that the world continues to try and convince you is still hot. And I'm like, no, he just aged into an average looking man, very talented.
Yeah.
But just like an average middle-aged guy. Like, why are we still like, oh, what a heartthrob. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he's no Tom Cruise. Let's be honest.
My God. Well, is he or isn't he?
No comment.
I just rewatched Jack Reacher, so I'm
yeah.
You
That's your boy.
That's my boy. I can't help it. Listen,
don't care. Well, speaking of that's your boy,
or is he?
Or is he?
Ooh.
I feel really bad.
I feel
for
the way
Khloe Kardashian.
I feel a way for her.
I do. Listen,
I feel a way.
I'm
with you, Cassie. Like, I feel a way. Like, listen, I feel for any woman who's treated badly in a relationship.
Yes.
Right. And I do think that there has to be something going on with her self-esteem or something to continue to accept this behavior. However, the way that she has gone after the women that he has been with.
Right.
And not given him consequences, at least not outwardly, right? Like, we don't know what goes on in their relationship, but she has publicly gone after women that he has pursued and not publicly ever said anything about him and continues to go back to him. So I do think that, you know, relationships are complex and there's probably something going on there where she is accepting this behavior.
Right.
And I feel bad for her in that respect because that sucks. But also.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not one of those people that like will automatically be like, if you cheat, like he's out or whatever. Like relationships are complicated.
10 times.
But yeah,
honey,
this is a lot.
This is egregious.
This is baby mama number 3.
Yeah.
Right. And one was before Khloe.
Yeah.
But I think whenever, I could be totally wrong. I could be talking out of my ass. But I think when he got with Khloe, the woman that he was with previously was still pregnant. Like, I think she had the baby while he was in a relationship with Khloe. And now him and Khloe have been together for years. They have a child. And he just had another baby with someone else.
Oh, so and you know what? Here's the big picture is this. This is only like one we know of, right? Like as far as like because she got pregnant, right? It doesn't mean this is the only person he's cheated on.
Oh no, it's verified that he's cheated like at least 10 times. Well, I mean, 10 verified times.
Completely indisputable. I think that's the big picture is that this is indisputable. It has a consequence attached to it, right? You know, I mean, you know,
I don't know. There's a lot of things like I'm somebody and I don't say this with any malice or pride or what have you, but I've never watched an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I have.
I do not know why I know so much about these people's lives despite that. I guess just osmosis of social media.
Definitely.
But anytime something like this, when you're talking about relationship, I almost hope for her sake that this is all some sort of manufactured or fake. You know what I mean? Like her actual relationship. Like I hope that she has real love in her life. And this is just some ploy for ratings or something like that.
Maybe. I mean, it definitely could be because of the way that family operates. Like it's definitely possible. However, like because they're so calculated, it doesn't make Khloe look good.
Right.
So it's kind of strange that it would be something that they would continue to do otherwise. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of
it doesn't serve anyone at this point.
Yeah.
Other than to be a distraction, maybe about like maybe they don't want people looking at Kanye, or they don't want people looking at Astroworld, or they don't want people looking somewhere else, so they're allowing this to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a sad thing. I hope that it works out. She said publicly that she wanted to keep the family together because she wants to give her daughter a sibling with the same parents.
But it's not a good reason. That's not enough of a reason.
No, I mean,
stay.
and sorry about you, but your daughter has siblings.
Yeah.
They don't have
and they don't have the same parents.
but those are her siblings.
Yeah,
so
sure.
sorry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, best laid plans, you know? Best laid plans. Life is what happens when you're making plans, right? Like that's the thing. And you can't, it is already what it is. And whether it be because she doesn't want to have siblings for her daughter outside of, I don't know, whatever it is, it just feels like at some point, is that preserving your own self?
No,
enough?
I don't think so.
It's
I think my feelings about Khloe Kardashian are very like complicated because I watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians in the beginning.
Sure.
Like when they were
kids.
Yeah, well,
and she was like, from what I understand,
she was the relatable one.
She was the relatable
everyone
one.
liked Khloe the most.
And she got a lot of shit from the public, like being fat shamed.
Oh, fuck her.
And
not
them.
her.
all of
Them,
that.
yeah.
Growing up under that, because she was like called like the ugly one and the fat one.
Constantly.
Awful.
Yeah.
And just think about growing up with the entire world saying that shit to you. It's
I mean, they were
awful.
adults at that time. They were like young adults. I mean, Kendall and Kylie weren't. They were kids. But like they were young adults at that time. They were probably in their early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
At that point. But yeah, I mean, I feel for her because of that. Because I know that like that's such a tremendous amount of pressure. And I could tell whenever that picture quote unquote leaked that wasn't edited of her, that where she looked so cute, but the way that she responded to that really did tell me what I needed to know about her,
Where she was.
her mental, like what she thinks about herself. I think that her self-esteem is probably pretty low, and I feel
I don't think that this cheating is helping with it. You're with a partner that's cheated on you 10 times. It just breaks my heart.
It is. It's sad.
Yeah,
I mean,
there are lots of things I do not like about Khloe Kardashian, but I have empathy for this. Like, I don't like.
Makes me just want to hug her.
Yeah, like
I just want to like hug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it just sucks because media wants to build people up to tear them down. This is not how. I mean, this is like, oh man, it's so devastating to have to, and then living through it. Publicly. It's not like something that you just deal with in private. Like this is public.
And she's done this so many times because it was like this with Lamar too. You know, like with her first husband, where like he was dealing with a lot of like addiction issues and
she has to find herself a Pete Davidson or something.
And I think that was probably difficult for her to deal with in a real public way. I mean, but I guess it's a double-edged sword. That's what fame does. Like you put your life out there like that, and they've put their life out there in the most like public way possible. And
here's the thing though, guys. We've said it before. Stop going for a dime, right? Because this is what happens. This is why people are going after Pete Davidson. People are like, oh, he's funny. He's this, he's that. No, he's safe looking as shit. Like that guy is safe.
Dude,
safe looking.
Told you guys before we recorded that I came across a TikTok, and I wish I could find it again, where like someone laid out in like a pyramid with like labels and everything, the reason why like online dating is so unfulfilling and toxic for
everyone,
just about everybody involved, like from like the hottest guys to the like not as attractive people or whatever. Like everybody has a shit time at online dating for these specific reasons. And it's just
I don't think I have it in me. I really don't think my self-esteem, it's not set up for online dating at all. I mean, I don't think that I could. Oh, I should tell you this though. This kind of bumped my self-esteem the other day. Yesterday, I was out on a run and I'm doing the couch to 5K still. So, you know, it's like a run walk kind of situation. And I was walking, I had my AirPods in, and this guy was walking the other way and he had like a Chipotle bag, right? Like a bag full of Chipotle. And he said something to me and I said, so I took out my AirPods and I said, what? And he kind of put the bag up and he said, oh, this is for you. I'm supposed to take you out on a date. What? It was the weirdest. I was like that, but I did laugh because I was like, actually clever.
Shoot your shot.
I was like, that is
you miss
really
100%.
Clever. Really clever. But I was like, oh, that's nice because I look like shit right now. Because I was like, literally like rolled out of bed, hair a mess, like no makeup on. I was like, oh, that was clever. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's actually more.
And so they're going out on a date next week.
Yeah.
Tony's very upset.
But here's what I really appreciated actually about that interaction, because I wouldn't be saying that like it was flattering if it had gone another way. So what I really appreciated about that interaction was I kind of like laughed and like was like, good one, and kind of like waved him off. And he just let me go. He didn't say anything.
Oh, that's nice.
He kind of just like laughed and kept walking. And I appreciated that, because if he had been more like persistent or pushy or whatever, then it wouldn't have been cute. You know?
Yeah. Well, I know we took a meandering journey here, but for fuck, marry, kill. So I know in 2022, one of our resolutions that we had talked about, Cassie, was that we wanted to read more this year. And I am working on that. I have this big, long checklist of movies I'm trying... of books I'm trying to get through.
That's a really interesting thing too. Like the one you found was like a book with a blue cover, a book where an LGBTQ plus character is the main character.
That's going to be a movie in 2022.
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I will say, because Anthony as well, your husband, has been playing the like book a month club in that's what his challenge is for himself. I was like, I would love to play book a month club as well. However, I know that school's going to be starting back up for me. And I don't know if I have the availability for it. So I didn't make it necessarily a challenge for myself, but I have in this kind of break time, I've read, this will be my third book that I've read since I guess December 18th until January 18th. So I'm working on my third book right now. And I'm really enjoying it. It's actually been really exciting. And I know it didn't technically start January 1st, but I'm like, this is my kind of downtime. I'm literally taking 4 classes and full-time work and podcasting starting January 18th. So it's going to get a little hairy. Yeah. But but I love the idea of maybe doing like book authors as a fuck
authors FMK. Yeah. I love it. Okay. So
it doesn't have to be your favorite, I don't think, but I think it just has to be like maybe something fun.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you guys go first?
I think I know who I
Okay. Who do you want to do?
Well, it was between, I gotta be honest, because I always go Stephen King.
That's what I was gonna do. But like, it's gotta be Stephen King, right? I gotta throw him in there.
I kind of like Michael Conley.
Dude. So Eric made me watch Maximum Overdrive.
Okay.
What is that?
It's a Stephen King movie.
Yeah. It was a children's book.
Directed.
What?
No, he directed. No, it was like one of his short stories. He directed it.
Oh, you're right.
They did it on How Did This Get Made? And we listened to that episode going back from Vegas. Yes. I was like, what the fuck is this movie? It's basically Stephen King and a giant bag of cocaine making a movie about killer trucks.
He has lost the plot for sure. Like, look, you can't be that prolific of an of an author and not like kind of start to like lose it at some point. Like
no, James Patterson.
He's cranking out books like so. Like how many books has Stephen King written? Like,
a lot.
So fucking many.
Yeah.
But James Patterson puts out like a book every other month.
Right.
All
I
his books
swear
are the
that-
same though. I
They're
swear.
so good though. I mean, you could fucking just plow through one of those. They're so they're capturing. Like they just read like a breeze.
You know what?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that they're in depth like a Stephen King where you really have to like maybe really overthink or really dig in.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, a James
Yeah.
Patterson novel is, it's good. It's a good mind freeze, a mind break, right?
Okay. So who are you going with?
I was going to go with Michael Connelly.
I've never read anything by Michael Connelly.
Well, he actually started out as a crime writer for in LA Times.
Is he Bosch?
Yes, he wrote Bosch, and he writes his characters are always very LA based because that's his background is Los Angeles, and so I kind of like his writing style. I kind of read half of one of his books, but I liked his writing style. I just got busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only reason.
I think a true crime writer.
Yeah,
I love,
down for that.
I love a mystery thriller situation.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
My jam.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, and we've done him before. Neil Gaiman
Yeah,
is
he's
my
your favorite.
absolute favorite.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I love him. We have not done him in an author sense, and I have to. He's my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
I devour every single thing that he's ever read. And I think when I look at like other authors that might come close, yes, the Stephen King, absolutely have read a lot of him, but also like I was reading a lot of female authors too, like Sylvia Plath.
Sure.
Yes.
Was a huge one. Shirley Jackson.
Yeah, love Shirley
huge.
Jackson.
Read everything of hers too.
The Bronte sisters.
Dude, the Lottery,
adore.
the series of short stories, The Lottery. Oh fuck.
Well, we'll
dude.
definitely do women authors another time then. I
Yeah,
think. Like,
yeah,
so-
because there's a ton. I was really into female authors.
Yeah.
they're
like-
actually my favorite. I prefer reading
Actually, same. I was just thinking
books
that.
by women.
Yeah.
Actually, I tend to. But okay, so if we're gonna do male authors, then I will do Stephen King.
Okay.
So we'll have Michael Connelly, Stephen King, and Neil Gaiman.
Wow.
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 I'm scared.
I am too.
I actually know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Even though Stephen King was mine, and
Yeah.
I adore
I
Stephen
have a
King
feeling.
books. Like I do really like his books.
But wow, that's a
but
lot of cocaine.
It's a lot of everything. I feel like
But his tweets and stuff like that, he seems like very progressive.
Yes. Yeah,
and-
true. I don't know anything about Michael Connelly's politics.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I kind of feel like I want to marry Michael Connelly.
Yeah.
Just because Neil Gaiman seems very intense, as does Stephen King.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot. And I love a thriller.
Uh-huh.
I feel like he would talk to you about like the next. I love a mystery, and I feel like he would work out his books with you.
And see, Neil Gaiman and I can have those weird fucking conversations
Yeah.
that I love to have
I
about,
know.
simulation theory.
And
And,
see,
Of course.
That's why I'm
Yes.
gonna fuck Neil Gaiman. Like I feel like he is an otherworldly sort of spirit
Yeah.
that I would like to spend an evening with.
yeah.
But if I spent a lifetime with him, it would get very sad very quickly.
And he's with somebody that is, Amanda Palmer has
Yes.
a big energy.
Lots of energy.
Is like a
Too
really
much for me.
confident, amazing, forward kind of person.
Yeah.
So I worry. Because I think I would want to marry Neil Gaiman too, and I'm like, I don't know if I am.
If
like,
I'm enough for him.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually, that's more accurate for me. It's just like, I think that I am,
Sorry. So I'm just showing you guys a picture of Michael Connelly. I mean,
Yep.
he's older now. He's got a beard, gray.
I might
glasses.
have to, okay. And this is, I'm not face or body shaming Michael Connelly.
He also wrote The Lincoln Lawyer. Just FYI.
I do think though, however, I feel like looking at him, maybe it's going to be too normal.
Okay.
Like maybe my life with him is going to be, he looks too normal.
He looks like Crocs barbecue.
Yeah.
But it's funny because every time I've seen him, and I'm rewatching Castle, which is probably why I'm thinking of him, because he shows up on that show.
Yeah.
Because Castle's an author, so he's there for game nights and stuff.
Yes.
And so James Patterson
All right.
too.
I'm going to stick with it. I will
Okay.
say, I'll say marrying him, but I have my doubts. I feel like I'm See, I feel like I'm going to get bored with Michael Connelly in the relationship, whereas I feel like Neil Gaiman would get bored with me. Like, I feel like I don't bring enough to the table.
I would
for
definitely have to do work.
Michael Connelly is going to help you solve your dad's. Like, he's going to work on you with that. He has got that true crime background.
And he's going to include me on like helping.
Yes.
Like,
write. That would be cool.
Yeah.
He's
I
cool.
just thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to marry him. I'm going to fuck Neil Gaiman because I feel like both him and Stephen King, they feel like private process people. Like they need to be locked away alone writing for months.
Of the things that I read way too young in Stephen King books is very disturbing.
Triggering. There's a whole lot in it that didn't make it to the movie that is upsetting in the book.
Yeah. The Stand. Yeah. And I mean, Neil Gaiman
is so good looking.
He's the hottest
to
of
me.
the three.
He's definitely the hottest of the three.
I gotta marry him. I will put the work in.
Do.
I do.
You guys would
love him.
You would have fun doing the work, though. That's the thing. It wouldn't be
so
work.
much fun.
It wouldn't be work.
And he'll keep you on your toes too.
You would keep him on his toes.
Yeah.
The process would be incredible. The conversations you guys would have over a bottle of scotch.
The dinner parties we would host would be
I want to go.
amazing.
I want to go to your dinner party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It would be a blast. And then I think, I got to have a really hot date with Michael Connelly. I think that true crime element, and
he's gonna have fun.
Like that is gonna be fun. I think it's laid back. I think it wouldn't be pretentious or anything like that.
I don't think he takes himself too seriously.
No.
Yes.
For somebody who has that background, which I think of some people in that industry, in that world, a few people who take themselves way too seriously.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, it is important and it is a serious topic, but you do, if you're going to have longevity in this career, you have to have you got to have humility, but you also have to admit when you're wrong. You have to be able to.
And I feel like his intentions for doing it are genuine and they're not self-serving. There is just like a puzzle solver aspect of his personality versus like, I'm doing this for the cachet, the fame, or what
absolutely.
have you.
Yeah.
So,
and the characters he writes are so nuanced and so layered. It's interesting because I don't think anybody who's very one-dimensional could create something that
correct. Yeah,
I like it.
So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna have to kill Stephen King.
It's just
the
lot.
idea of being trapped in a cabin in Bangor, Maine, with him is terrifying. Actually, to me, I'm like,
and he really does seem like a very progressive person. I actually love that he's a little spooky and weird, and like his house is spooky and weird. I've seen pictures, and I like that. Actually,
I want to go to his house for a party.
Used to have recurring nightmares about this short story he wrote, The Lawnmower Man.
Oh God,
I don't know what that's about.
It is so strange. It is such a strange short story. It's only like, I don't know, like 2 pages or something. And I used to dream that I was being chased by the Lawnmower Man, and it's like
visceral.
I'm like I can't fuck with that.
Stephen King
would not be able to sleep next to him.
Stephen King and Tim Burton have very similar energy.
Yeah,
where I'm just like, I feel like
it's almost too creative, right?
Yeah, it's almost too much. Where I'm just like, there's something going on in your brain that like I am scared of and intrigued by.
Yeah.
So I adore Stephen King books, but I have to.
And he has been married to the same woman for forever.
He's doing fine.
I mean, bless up. Good for you. I'm very happy for you. And there was a right woman for you, and it is not apparently me.
Us. No.
I agree. Since we're on that topic, I as well am going to. He's
sense.
too much.
I get it,
and I appreciate. But we know how I feel about fear, and I've read plenty of his books. I think. But I'm going to say one word, you guys, and that's aliens. And we know how much I hate aliens and how many of his books lead to aliens. I cannot
he fully believes in aliens too.
I cannot be with somebody who believes that heartily in aliens.
Like every government in this world, like apparently, like we missed that of last year. There's like a whole ass Pentagon.
Oh yeah.
Something that is just
they
like
released a bunch of
aliens.
shit. Yeah.
They're like, aliens exist, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So we've just all been sleeping on that.
No, we're just trying not to talk about it. Okay.
We don't talk about it in front of Cassie.
That's right. You talk about this on your own time, okay? I just, I cannot.
So if you find me and Christina in a dark corner tonight,
I'll be like,
whispering,
hey guys, what are you talking about? Nothing.
Go away. Go away.
What? I'll understand. But I am, whew, gosh, it's actually tougher than I thought it would be.
I feel you.
Because Michael Conley, I think I'm going to marry Michael Conley. And here's why. I guess in my mind,
like Chris to me.
Yes, for sure. Feels the most like Chris. Well-read, smart.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have intelligent conversations, but you're also going to have a really good game of cards.
Yeah.
Where
he hosts good game nights.
He's going to have a killer game night. We're going to drink scotch on the rocks with cigars, which hopefully not that part, but you know, like it's just, he's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And you're going to talk about LA history. Yeah. This guy is so fucking smart about LA.
He loves the city.
He loves the city. The city is a character to him. And I love LA like that. And I feel like we will never move out of the city. Mm-hmm. We will love LA to death and live here forever. And this will be our home and we will embrace it. It's just, I'm so for it. Like, I'm in.
I think that's the right decision for you.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
However, Neil Gaiman, we're going to have an incredible night together.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. We're going to have an incredible night.
He's going to take you to another planet too. Like, I feel like that's the way he has sex.
So when I say that, fuck, I don't know that we will actually have penetrating sex, but we will fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna be on that tantric shit. Yeah. For real.
You'd be like, I don't know, he did something with my elbow and I saw Jupiter.
It was, I can't. What? It was weird. I can't explain it, but it was great.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. He has a very back energy to me. Like
having been in his presence in real life, about as far away as you are, it's magnetic.
Yeah.
It's
Neil Gaiman.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I could see it. He has like an aura.
It's a vibe.
He has a vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Caught a vibe.
Woo. I'm getting sweaty. You guys need to take 5? Yeah. We'll come back with stories.
We need to.
Getting squirmy. And we're back.
Yeah. And I'm going to start us off because I have the Tainted Love this week. I got this from Reddit, but just a reminder, y'all, that I know things are opening back up and y'all are dating again. So
we know you are.
Please share them date stories with us because we love to hear from you. So here goes. He says, I'm going to tell this from the bad dates side.
Uh-oh.
Love it. I love those.
So we had never been on a date and she barely knew me. It was our first date and certain to be our last. I picked her up immediately and commented on her appearance, how gorgeous she looks, blah, blah, blah. She was not a woman to be objectified, however.
Okay.
And within minutes, I was on strike one.
Oh shit.
She
was like, I'm more than just pretty face, bitch.
I love someone who's no nonsense. They're just like, no, listen.
No.
Not on my watch.
I feel like this comes from a kind, not nice area. We talked about this earlier.
Yes. We were having a discussion about how LA is nice, but not necessarily kind. But on the East Coast, they are like not nice,
yes,
but kind, and that definitely has those vibes. It's like just straightforward.
Yep,
nothing but facts, ma'am.
Yep,
just the facts.
Just the facts.
Well, I took her to my friend's house.
Why would you do that on a first date?
I know. What if your friend is hot?
Stop.
Well, that's
the real question.
There's the title of the episode right there. Typing it out. What if your friend was hot? There you go. Question for the ages.
I'll be like, who said that?
It was Christmas break, so he presented me with a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I rolled us a few joints. Nothing too weird yet. I mean, I don't know. Your
joints and alcohol? That's already weird to me. I hate it.
How old are these people? I don't like this for a first date at all. Like sitting on someone's couch, rolling joints and drinking Jack Daniels. Like,
that is not the combo. I am telling you.
You're going to get twisted immediately.
Well, he says nothing she hasn't seen. So I open the bottle and we do a couple of shots. And just then, my friend pulls out this antique Soviet sniper rifle.
Why?
I'm sorry.
I knew it was going to be a gun.
You said pull out. It wasn't a sniper rifle that I thought you were going to say. However, I don't like that either.
No. Guns in someone's house with strangers and women.
I gotta tell you, it's
terrifying.
very Midwest. That's happened at a house party that I've been to for sure.
So we began taking it apart and talking about how badass the hammer and sickle looks on the iron sights.
I'm sorry, what?
And what kind of
what in the Russia
killing you could do with it from over 2 miles away.
Jesus Christ.
What's happening?
Get me out of here.
I hate this.
Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that my date was frozen, absolutely rigid with fear.
Yeah.
Then my buddy pulls out his brand new, top of the line USP military grade handgun.
I'm calling an Uber. We're done.
Shows
We're done.
me
You're done.
It's dank sliding action.
Okay, sir. I'm
homosexuals, the both of
out
them.
of here. Did you say amosexuals? Totally.
I'm blatantly aware by now of how bad this looks, but we'd crossed the point of no return and there was nothing left to do now but embrace it.
You could just stop. You could stop.
You could stop.
You could actually be
You're
like,
allowed.
You know what?
This feels unweird. This is weird.
You could stop and turn this around at this point.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
He's like, besides, the guns were admittedly very cool.
Okay.
Surely she knew that.
Oh,
I mean,
my God,
wow.
You shouldn't be dating. This person should not be dating. Work on yourself first.
Oh my gosh. We are otherwise nerdy gamers, or else we wouldn't even know these guns exist. So we didn't for a moment consider how white trash, redneckish, and sketch we must seem to outsiders.
Yes, this is giving deliverance. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I know you love drug abuse, so I bought you a bottle of whiskey. By the way, check out my growing arsenal. I think an AK-47 also came out.
Oh my God, dude.
Stop.
Oh my God. Well, allow me to carry out this behavior to the bitter end.
Of course.
While drinking and driving away from my friend's house, the girl desperately wants to be dropped off.
She eats the fuck out of it. She's like,
Yeah. She's just gonna tuck and roll.
But first we stopped for some food at the Burger King drive-thru.
oh Lord, have
I
mercy.
decide I'm feeling overly emotional about my mother's recent death.
Oh
and I'm
my
overcome
God.
by the sudden realization
my
that every relationship I've chased was a diversion from layers of grief beginning at early childhood.
It's not
that Burger King drive-thru.
He's like crying while eating his water. Stop.
He's like, oh
I cannot.
man.
I cannot.
The dread.
This next sentence, this baby boy says, you tend to think more candidly about your problems when you're in the company of someone who makes you want to be better.
I mean,
no.
listen, that is sweet
But
of him
it's-
to recognize that, but not the time.
Not the time.
It's not the time. And that woman is never going to see you again.
She is not your
Ever.
therapist.
No. That combined with the obvious failure of this evening and my unwillingness to be anything other than a wild-eyed extension of my id before this girl.
I appreciate his writing style, though. I
know.
know, to be honest.
I'm like, the project in me is like,
Yeah.
but hello.
But you have, this is a teachable dog here.
Yeah. This is the
Trainable.
The jig was up. I dropped the whole effort and admitted the only thing I wanted from her ever again was a hug. And if I could just have that,
Oh, no.
I will write this whole thing off. Surprisingly, she obliged, and we
because she's
hugged
like, what
for a
do
solid
she's
minute.
She's
I
like,
don't
what
wanna
do I
die.
have to do to get out of this situation? Like, what do I need to do?
Without dying.
And by the way,
If it's just a hug,
minute
amen.
is too long.
Yes.
That is too long.
I then became profoundly depressed, no doubt exasperated by the alcohol and marijuana. But I was honest, and I was myself, and I didn't care she hated me. It was better to have that than for her to like anyone else I could only pretend to be. She sped away in her Saturn,
I bet
and
she
her
did.
friend said I scared her half to death and to just forget about it.
Yeah.
Well, he's
No.
surprisingly self-aware.
I wouldn't see her again for another 2 years.
No.
When we met at a coffee shop.
No.
I was in college by then, cleaned up my act, got dressed, and headed in a new direction. Again, I made no effort to impress her, but somehow I did. We've been together for 2.5 years, and
Stop.
she understands me better than anyone else in this world,
Oh.
and she loves me, the real me.
Oh
my God, I have
my
the most goosebumps.
God.
Oh,
Isn't that?
Well, you
she
know-
was like, "Arr!" out of her Saturn, like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
But then 2 years later,
She was like, okay.
She's like,
I see growth.
That ability to be self-aware and introspective, it can lead
Yeah.
to good places if somebody wants to put the work in. That's the lesson of the story.
That's
There
right.
you go. You know?
And he put the work in.
He understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have like literal goosebumps.
Oh my
guys.
God. You love so much, Cassie.
love.
Crying in a Burger King drive-thru.
Mouth full of fucking like,
just sauce. Just drool.
special sauce just dripping all over your shirt.
She's like, fuck me out here.
9-1 fucking. And the fact she
Exactly.
drives a Saturn leads
Yes.
me to believe this was a time before Lyft or Uber. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, she would have just lifted her ass home.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
Whew. Well, that was a fucking journey. Ooh. Oh God. Okay. My story came to us in an email, and it says, "Hi, ladies. I absolutely love." Oh, it says, "Hi, ladies. I absolutely love your podcast, ladies." Sorry. So it sounds funny the way I'm reading it.
I love it.
Okay,
I love it.
sorry.
Keep both ladies in. I like
Both
it.
ladies. I like it. Listening to your podcast has brought back some horrible dates I went on in university. Hope you enjoy.
We will.
Oh,
So
yes.
this one is titled, quote, Crazy Joe.
Uh-oh.
This happened when I was about 20 years old in my second or third year at university. My girlfriends and I did our usual Friday night bar night in London, Ontario. Had an absolute blast, danced a ton, and drank a lot. We ended our night like we always do, getting drunk food.
Oh,
Relatable
yeah.
AF.
100%.
Literally, white Taco Bell
Exists.
and Jack in the Box
Are still in
exist.
business.
White
yeah,
Castle.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like there comes a point every
TJ's.
time we go out, and I'm sure you both can attest to this, that like about 30, 45 minutes before I end up leaving, I start talking about what I want to eat. Like
Yep.
I'm always just like,
Yeah.
as soon as we leave here, we got to go through the Taco Bell drive-thru.
Yeah.
Like, and it propels my night. I love
Yep.
it. It's,
When you were peak partying, what
Oh,
was
yeah.
your place?
It's always been Taco Bell for me. I've been a Taco Bell stan, Taco Bell gal for
Okay.
forever.
Yeah.
Mine was McDonald's. It was on the way home.
Yes.
For me. It's because it's that is also it is like
Convenience.
it's convenience to you.
Absolutely.
Or
Yeah.
how quickly you can get to
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
I have had nights where I have gotten to a point where I'm like, I specifically want cheesy hash brown casserole.
Yes.
And attempt to make it from
Oh,
scratch.
honey.
No.
It's like an hour and a half.
No, that is a full thing.
And I've definitely woken up to a pan
Burnt.
completely.
You're covered in sour cream. You're like, I don't know how this happened.
Oh no,
That's a wake up call. When you try to make
Yeah.
it yourself, you should not a good idea.
It ain't it.
You should never. I've definitely woken up to like a half-eaten burrito, like kind of like
Yeah.
sort of semi-wrapped in a piece of
Yes.
of tissue. Yeah. Oh.
Mine was definitely TJ's Country Place, or like basically a Denny's for anyone who doesn't know. It's
TJ's
just,
was different from a Denny's though. That
Dude,
was
it
a
was.
whole ass.
Did you
vibe.
have
It
to
was
go
a
in?
whole ass vibe. You
Did you
could
have to sit
smoke
down?
inside. That's how long ago this was.
Yep.
You would go inside. You sat down. This is why you finished a whole meal too, because you could sit down with that brown cup coffee.
Yep.
The brown
hell
cup.
Yes. I
Get
love
yourself a
diner
Barnyard
coffee.
Buster.
Barnyard Buster. Ooh.
God damn.
Oh man, I can taste it.
I know.
Yeah, that was my spot.
R.I.P. TJ.
So they're getting drunk food. Their drunk food is a pizza burger place, and
Okay.
noticed that the line was crazy long. As a drunk, attractive 20-something, I decided to be resourceful as I wanted my drunk food at
We've
that
all been
very moment.
We've all
Yeah.
been there. It's an
Yeah.
emergency.
It's an emergency. I noticed another young, good-looking 20-something guy who had just gotten a burger to go. And we started talking, and he asked if he could kiss me. I was down, but I was also craving my drunk food. So I told him, I will make out with you if I can have a bite of that burger.
Oh my god.
And he agreed.
No, listen, honey, I'm gonna need you to up your prices. He's gonna give you that burger.
yeah,
Like,
you could have the whole burger.
You shoot for the moon.
The
with
burger
that
was
request.
amazing. She didn't
Yeah.
say the bite. She does say the burger was amazing.
Yeah. I hope he gave you that burger.
oh wow.
You worked for that burger.
Yes. Fast forward to the next day, I got a text from someone named Joe asking me, out, and he mentioned how he couldn't stop thinking about me. It took me a while, but I finally realized that he was the burger guy from the night before.
Love that. Oh my God.
Burger guy.
Burger guy. I immediately called my friends because I couldn't remember for the life of me what this guy looked like. I could remember exactly what was on that burger, though.
Oh, I bet.
Priorities.
That's
oh
what's
my
important.
God. Have you ever had something where you like fantasize about? Like, oh my God.
I now want a Barnyard Buster so bad I can taste it. Yeah, I do. My friends were of no help in that department either. I did agree to meet him for a date, though. I thought, what the heck? I'm a broke student.
Yeah, you've already
I
ate out
could
with
use
him.
a free dinner. Boy, what a mistake that was. We agreed to meet at Moxie's. So for any of you U.S. listeners, Moxie's is basically kind of like a upper scale Chili's in Canada. Kind of like it's a nice place, sit down restaurant, but it's a chain.
Okay.
Which I just happen to know because I
Well,
traveled in
you've been there.
Canada a lot. Yeah.
Right.
We agreed to meet at Moxie's for our date. I was looking good. And when Joe showed up, he immediately recognized me. I breathed a sigh of relief as he was quite an attractive man.
Okay.
I was pleasantly surprised that my drunk self picked a hottie to make out with for a hamburger. The date started off great. We shared some appetizers, got a bottle of wine. Conversation was going good. We were talking about the bar I worked at, and he brought up some mutual friends that he thought I would know. Turns out one of them actually was an ex of mine, and that's where things took a turn.
No. Oh, no.
In front of me, he said, verbatim, "Oh, I know Chris. We play hockey together. I'm going to give him a quick call and see how you are as a date."
No.
Then literally called him right in
I'm
front
sorry. This
of
date's
me.
over. We're done.
It was like he was calling a reference on a freaking resume.
I
don't
hate
like that.
At that point, I had a huge pit in my stomach, and I knew the rest of the date was going to be a disaster. After he was done leaving a voicemail for my ex about me in front of me, he then asked me to rate the first part of our date on a scale from 1 to 10.
Nope, don't like that either.
We hadn't even ordered entrees yet. At that point, I decided, well, frig. I might as well. Well, frig. I might as well order a crap load of food and drink a ton to make it this date worth it. I lied and said I was having a good time. We ordered our entrees. I, of course, got the steak with all the upgrades.
Yeah.
When Joe excused himself to go to the bathroom, I slipped the waitress a 20 so she would bring me a couple shots for myself.
Jesus, right?
Oof. Finally, dinner ended and he paid. He then offered to drive me home. I said, no, thank you. I will walk because he had been drinking. He then offered to walk me home and I declined. It was like another switch had flipped. He got very aggressive.
Of
and
course
said,
he did.
I took you out to a $200 dinner. You at least owe me a blowjob.
Oh, go fuck
no.
yourself in the strongest possible terms.
Honestly, go fuck yourself. At this point, I was getting a tad nervous. My friend owned a bar that was just across the street from the restaurant we were at. They were closed for a private party, so I thought, perfect. I can just hide out there for a bit and give her the details of the date. I told Joe that my friend had messaged me last minute as she needed some help with a party at her bar, and I agreed to let him walk me across the street. He went in for a kiss. I ran to the bar and hid in the office. I shot the shit with my friend for a bit. The party her bar was closed for, that was apparently a tongue twister for me, was a small one. She owned a small lounge, so I was allowed to hang out. About 2 hours passed, so I assumed the coast was clear. I took a peek out the window, and Joe was still there.
Whoa.
He had moved his car in front of the bar and was now sitting there.
No.
It was now getting close to 1 a.m. and I had about 25 to 30 missed calls and texts from Joe. Luckily,
Skin is crawling.
I know. Luckily, my friend's car was out back, so I waited another hour and a half for her to finish up, locked up, and she snuck me out the back into her car and drove me home. As we were driving home, we noticed that Joe's car was still parked out front and that he was just staring at the front door waiting.
That's so fucking weird.
Awful.
Unsafe.
Yeah. He called, texted a ton for the next few weeks, and even tried to show up at my work a few times. He eventually settled down when I threatened to call the cops. Long story short, I never made out with anyone for food after that again.
Yeah.
Oof.
Unfortunately, you just don't know who you're dealing with.
What they think that they're entitled to. Yeah, it's like it's really creepy.
And by the way, like a lot of people, I think people are pretty understanding, especially nowadays. If you go into a date and you say like, hey, you know what? Like I'm a college student too. Like I can't really afford to do XYZ. Can we split? Like have an understanding going in like that. And I think that's perfectly reasonable. And I think that that's something that a lot of people would think is perfectly reasonable on a date.
What's not reasonable is assuming that you deserve a blowjob because...
Exactly. Right. Yes. You made the decision to pay for this dinner.
That's right.
That was your choice. Mm-hmm. Like I don't owe you anything for making that choice.
Right.
I hate that. Ugh. Okay. All right. Mine is also from a listener. Email. Yay! Says, hi, y'all. Here's a date that I had recently that I thought I'd share. I was casually seeing a guy for around a year, but I ended up having to move away, so I was excited to hear that he was in town and wanted to visit. I picked him up around 7 p.m. and brought him back to mine to show my new home. Upon arrival, he immediately fell asleep. It wasn't a light nap. It was a deep, heavy, snoring sleep. I was disappointed because I worked early in the morning and wouldn't be able to visit. It snowed a lot that night, so work was called off. I expected that he'd be up soon because he fell asleep at 7 p.m., but he slept until 10 a.m. Whoa. 16 hours of sleep.
Wow.
I woke up early.
That's a post-bender.
Right? Like, what? I mean, I love sleep, but that's a lot.
That's like you did drugs, went out for a few days, and then decided to sleep for 16 hours.
I woke up early and tinkered around the kitchen, but eventually got bored and decided it was time to go into my bedroom and wake him up. He was startled as he expected me to be at work already. It was then that I noticed that he had peed into a big empty mason jar that I keep by my bed. It was full to the top.
Oh my God.
I said,
I'm sorry, what?
Just like rolled over. And he's like, this'll do.
Sir.
This receptacle will do.
Sir.
I said, nice pee jar, expecting him to be embarrassed about not going one room over to pee while a guest in my house. He just shrugged, went to the bathroom to empty it, and wait for it.
No.
Returned with it full of water and then started drinking.
Oh my God. Sir. What the fuck is this? Waterworld with Kevin Costner?
What is fucking
You didn't have to do that.
wrong with you?
Cups. Why?
What is wrong with you? What? Who raised you?
Oh my God.
Who raised you? That you think this is inappropriate? If we have ever
in front of my face, you did this?
And then
you don't know that I know that there was piss in there.
Oh no!
No. You better stop reading right now if he goes in for a kiss.
No. I don't think he does. But she does say, if I didn't have a snow day, I wouldn't have known that there had been pee in my water jar. It was the jar she kept by her bed for water.
Fuck you.
Oh
no.
My goodness.
So he probably would have just emptied it out and put it back.
Oh.
Why?
Wow.
Anyway, thanks for all y'all do.
Oh no!
That's the end of the email.
No! What is happening? What in the
That is absolutely.
It's just like casually drinking out of the cup that you just peed in.
It just soups cash about.
Just no big deal.
Wow, no big deal.
Oh my God, NBD. Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Some people are going to be really ready for the apocalypse, man. And that is somebody that's like, oh, okay, we eat crickets now? Cool. All shoulders.
Yeah,
like,
I just love that people have just given up. Like, they're just like, meh, you know?
Yes,
sir.
Oh, my goodness. Woo! Well, have I got a tainted love for you guys?
I bet you do.
Knowing you.
I don't remember where I found this, actually. I do know it. I did not watch it. There is a Snapped episode on her, but it was like a listicle, I think, that I found her on. And then I ended up doing a lot of my research from Murderpedia.
Love Murderpedia.
And read a lot of court documents.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
You love research.
I do.
Yeah.
I kind of went down the rabbit hole on this one.
I kind of do the like, let me watch the preview. That's what I look like. I'm like snapped as like watching a preview to something. And then I go into all the research.
Right. So this, I'll just go ahead and dive right in.
Okay.
So Mary Ellen Gurnick and Robert Samuels grew up as neighbors in Santa Ana, California, but would find their love later in life in 1979, quickly getting married in 1980. Robert had become a successful camera tech working on films like The Color Purple and Heaven Can Wait. And Mary Ellen had gone through a divorce. They became a blended family with Robert helping to raise Mary Ellen's daughter, Nicole, as his own. They even went in together to purchase a Subway franchise that they ran as a family.
Okay. So far, it sounds picture perfect. I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Oh, this is how, the end.
They run a Subway. The end. However, Mary Ellen had a little bit of a party streak, and it wasn't long before she packed her bags and daughter, leaving Robert a Dear John letter saying that their marriage was stale and breaking his heart.
Wow.
Stale.
You know, that's a bold move.
Particularly
to just
vicious.
Leave a letter. And stale. Yeah.
Stale. Fuck you. Oof.
Yeah. Now, Robert was like reading books like How to Fix Your Marriage and that sort of thing. Like he confided in his friends, like how much he was like trying to work on it. And they were separated, but they were both still working at the Subway, with Robert still kind of trying, holding on to hope. But in October of 1986, she initiated divorce proceedings. So they're still cordial for a couple more years. And listen, I know how long divorce proceedings take here in California. So
a couple days.
Yeah, exactly. 2 years later. So now it's December in 1988, and LAPD respond to a call from Robert's home where he was found dead. He had been dead for over 12 hours from a shotgun blast to the head, while also suffering blunt force trauma.
Ooh.
Now, it's Mary Ellen and her daughter Nicole who had been the ones to find the body because they were dropping off the family dog.
Poor Nicole.
Police questioned her, even submitting both of them to gunshot residue tests, lie detector tests, asking them questions like, did you participate in the murder of blah, blah? And they both pass. So they're like, just bad luck. They were dropping off the dog.
Bad luck.
Wow. Yeah. So the chief investigator, Daly, had nothing to go on. Mary Ellen was super cooperative, letting him view her phone records and providing Daly with a list of all the Subway workers. And they were just really like, we don't know. Like he was a camera tech. It's like we can't find any reason why he would end up like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, literally makes no sense.
No. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. People like him, right?
Yeah. So the case is getting cold fast. And then Daly gets a call like a couple weeks later from insurance agents asking if Mary Ellen is a suspect in Robert's murder. And he's like, no, she's not. She passed the lie detector. She has an alibi, like blah, 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 blah. So like, cool. And they begin to process payouts of over $500,000.
Wow.
And here is where the story kicks off.
Where's that money coming from?
Wow.
Because as soon as she gets paid, Mary Ellen decides to yeet the Subway. Like, who wants to fucking make, subs when you got $500,000? And she's like, okay, I'm done with the Subway. I'm also done with this dump apartment that Robert paid for me to live in while we were separated. I'm going to move into this motherfucker's house right meow with my daughter. Where he died.
Oh, Nicole. Is Nicole okay?
Yeah. Well, she's like in high school at the time of the murder.
Still,
that's pretty fucking traumatic.
Yeah, I don't want to live in the house that my dad died in.
No,
I know it's like her stepdad, but that's her dad. Like,
no.
So she's like, come on, we're moving into the house. And then she's going to do the following. She's going to write a check for a brand new Porsche.
Honey, $500,000 is not.
Like, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, maybe pump the brakes, dude. Like,
we ain't even done yet.
Honey, it's $500,000.
She's gonna
write that much.
She's gonna write a check to get a shit ton of custom clothing from West Hollywood boutique Trashy Lingerie.
Why?
Time out. I have approximately a million questions.
Yes.
I'm going to start with how many teddies are in this order? Because this is the 80s.
Yeah.
This is the 80s.
Oh my gosh.
This is the
So
80s.
many teddies.
So many lace
Thousands of dollars at Trashy Lingerie.
Custom.
Yeah.
Custom.
Do you guys know the store? It is actually called
Trashy Lingerie.
Yeah, I've been in it.
Yeah.
It was like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Does it still exist?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're still here?
Yeah. So she also purchases scuba equipment for her boyfriend, Dean. She,
I really feel like she's being very irresponsible with this money, dare I say.
She takes a naked picture of herself covered in $20,000 worth of $100 bills.
Oh.
She buys a new TV. She buys a car phone.
Honey.
She buys
Is she
fur
out of money
coats.
now? Because I feel like
She's
that's all
the
the money.
Porsche. I mean,
Right? That's got to be
the
all
Porsche
the money.
fucking loan. My God. Ma'am.
A trip to Mexico. A condo in Mexico. A group trip to Vegas. San Francisco.
Okay. You're
and
out of money.
Cancun.
I know
I'm sorry. Wait. What? Wait.
I know this was the 80s.
I know.
Money
Thank
was
you.
different.
Thank you. I was going to say, I know it's the 80s.
But still.
San Francisco. Go back here. Wait, what did she get in San Francisco?
Just
Just a
traveled
group,
there with a
group
group.
trip.
Honey,
to Vegas,
no.
San Francisco,
No.
and Cancun.
No.
A country club
Fur
birthday
coats.
party.
Honey.
Rented limousines to take her wherever she needed to go.
Okay.
Stop
it. Okay. She got a Porsche. Why do you need?
And a parrot that she trained to curse LAPD investigator daily.
I love it.
Oh,
okay, hold on.
My
That's the
God.
only purchase that I can stand
Wait.
behind. I
What
fucking
in the
love it.
Heidi Fleiss is
That's
happening?
hilarious.
What?
Fucking
A parrot.
talking parrot she trained
Fuck
to curse the police.
Fuck you.
It is the
Fuck
only
you.
thing she's just like, fuck the police, straight from the underground.
She's like, she's like, ACAB.
Fucking parrot. I was like, oh my God.
I
Now,
love it. That's
I will tell
fucking
you
funny.
things she does not spend money on.
His
Okay.
funeral, she put him in a box.
His
Nah.
fucking funeral, his headstone,
Nah.
and her mortgage for the house.
Oh my God.
So
She's like, I don't need a
irresponsible.
house. I have a Porsche.
I need to see your birth chart right fucking
Right.
now.
Oh,
Fucking chaos right now.
that is, Jesus. And not the good kind of chaos. This is
No,
the bad kind of
no,
chaos.
this is chaotic evil. Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
What's happening?
100%. It is 1 year later, and the money is spent.
I bet.
A year.
A year.
I can't even
I'm
believe it's been
stunned.
Nicole's
wait,
sitting there like,
6
this is some
months.
bullshit. Like,
I can't believe it wasn't 6 months.
Amen. I know.
Nicole's like, I'm going to go live with dad. I can't.
Literally,
Yeah.
Like,
in the ground.
no, her other, her
It's her
biological.
stepdad.
Yeah.
Oh, got
Yeah.
it.
So
She's like, wait, I am so confused. Wait, what? She's like, I'm going to the cemetery.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to pop up a tent.
Daly starts to hear rumors, stories. One from a man named Navarro. is
One from
very
Parrot.
interesting.
Parrot is telling all her shit.
I got a story for you.
It involves his friend, James Bernstein, a low-level drug dealer and boyfriend to Nicole Samuels, and a murder for hire. Now, as this story is enough to get them a search warrant for James's apartment, but they don't really find anything of note. But Daly's like, all this stuff, this behavior, and this story,
A lot going on here.
Suspicious.
lot.
Suspect.
I'm very suspicious, and he's like a bulldog. He is going to solve this case.
Also, though, they had been separated. It's like, I don't expect her to necessarily like be like devastated that he died, but also
I don't know. You know, you're still sad. Like, even if an
Yeah.
ex of mine died,
yeah,
I would still be like,
There'd
that
be
was
a
someone you
place.
loved at one point.
Right.
And like, there would be like, you would be sad about it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I would, if I was using all of their money and we were still technically married, I would pay for their fucking headstone.
yeah.
Like, what? Cassie.
So now 7 months have gone by,
and she has no money.
and
She broke.
She
broke.
A body is found in remote Lockwood Canyon, badly decomposed. They end up having to cut off a hand to rehydrate the fingers in order to print it.
I hate that.
And it comes back as Mr. James Bernstein.
What?
And that's when the wheels fall off and everybody and their damn mother comes forward with all them rumors.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
Everybody starts chatting.
Who is he? Hold on.
I know.
Do
I'm
we
like,
know him?
do we know him?
No, it was the one that the guy went to Daily and was like, listen, I got a story about this dude, James Bernstein, who's the boyfriend of the daughter. He's this low-level drug dealer. And he was telling me that there's a murder for hire.
He's the
scheme.
parrot.
Oh my God. Okay.
He's the parrot.
All
He's
right.
the human parrot.
There's
Got
so
it.
much going on in this story.
I
that-
know. It's very
I missed
extra.
it. Okay.
Has everything. Wow. I'm
So yeah, and Daly's like, okay, cool. And they search his apartment. They don't find anything. But then like shortly after that, like a few months later, they find this body in the canyon and it's this dude. And they're like, okay. So James Bernstein's dead now. They start talking to Navarro again. They start talking to their other associates. And then all of a sudden they're getting calls. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Yes, Investigator Daly, like Mary Ellen's friends, Nicole's like former high school classmates.
You know
everybody,
that they had stories.
Everybody
Teen
has
girls
stories
in that house.
Oh, yes.
Oh, they have stories.
They've
honey.
seen things.
Yes.
They've heard things. They have the tea. Basically, like they were saying, 2 years before Robert was even murdered, Nicole was going around in high school being like, anybody got a gun?
Ma'am.
Nicole.
Anyone got a gun? Because we need to kill.
What?
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 We?
Yeah.
Nicole, I was rooting for you.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
like Mary Ellen's friends are like, oh yeah, no, she killed that motherfucker. She hired hitman to do it. And then she hired hitman to kill the hitman. It was like a fucking pyramid scheme,
Well,
an MLM.
Who are you going to hire to kill
I know.
the hitman that killed the hitman?
I mean, pretty soon, 80% of the population is
Right.
going to be hitman on the hitman. And I mean, it runs out of steam real quick.
Yikes.
But yeah, so Daly's putting these pieces together. Like, this is so complicated. Like, who hires hitmen for the hitmen and how many people are involved and have been involved and known pieces of this story for years.
Yeah.
And are just now starting to speak up. We're talking about like, people have been like, oh yeah, no, she flat out said, he's worth more to me dead than alive because she was only going to get a $30,000 payout for the divorce.
why do these people always talk?
Oh,
Why do they always talk to
That's
each other?
what I wrote
Like,
down. I was just like, she told everybody.
She told her parrot.
Yeah. I'm like, the parrot, you could interrogate the parrot. The parrot probably knew. But she did. She told like her friends. Like, it'd be like me going up to you and be like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker.
I strongly suggest you don't.
Exactly.
I don't like this.
And also,
And they don't
as
fucking
we
say
discussed,
anything.
which we have not talked about yet on the podcast, but we listened to Dateline on the drive up to Vegas, and we have already discussed
Yes.
that Cassie is not the person you tell.
No.
By the way, don't tell her.
I can't keep
I'm
a secret.
I'm gonna put that out there, Christina. If you just need to tell someone,
You
should
saw
tell
how
me
weird I
before
was.
you tell Cassie. Don't tell her.
But that's the thing that always trips out. I'm like,
wanna know.
These
Sorry,
are
you
telling,
can't.
telling everybody. So it seems that 2 years before Robert's murder, Mary Ellen started asking everybody to kill her husband. She would ask people she met, "Hey, you want some extra money?
Runs into them
Kill-
in the
kill
grocery
this
store.
motherfucker?"
Like,
Yeah,
hey.
they're just like buying like
good.
Rice Krispies. And, like,
I'm good.
so it took her a while, but Nicole's boyfriend James finally agreed after they started like priming him with tales of abuse.
So James is like what, like 17?
honey.
James was like young. Yeah, he was like in his 20s. So he
Oh,
was
okay,
dating
okay.
down in age. But they
Just
were
gloss
telling,
right over that,
They
yeah.
were telling
Ugh.
him stuff that like he's so abusive, he's does this
Yeah.
and this. There's no evidence of it, but they were basically
Grooming
saying
him.
grooming
Yeah.
James, and he finally agrees.
Meanwhile,
but he's
dude's like, I just make bread, bruh.
yeah. He's like, I'm just the bread maker at Subway. But yeah, even he doesn't do it. He has a friend of his named Mike Silvo is the one that actually kills Robert Samuels.
It's like
Too many
these
people are
have,
involved.
yeah, they've never seen one fucking episode of Dateline where it's just like the more people you tell,
yeah.
the quicker you're gonna get caught.
Oh.
Like, stop.
Yeah, I
Not that I'm
cannot
telling you
believe
how to
it
do crime, but
took that long to tie it together, but they didn't have any like concrete evidence. They have all these rumors, but they finally figured out when they went back and checked James's apartment after his death, they found a phone card. And that was the key to like breaking open the case, is because she was smart enough not to have like phone calls from her house and stuff, but they were able to track through the phone card like the calls back and forth between her and James to set up the murder of Robert. And then they figured out from her best friend that Mary Ellen had convinced her best friend's boyfriend and his friend to kill James because James was going to talk. He was like close to like
I'm
folding.
sorry, my brain just got tied into a pretzel. Like I was like, what?
So many.
I know, it's layers on layers because that guy Navarro that went to go see the investigator, they had searched his house and James got spooked. He's like, we're gonna get caught. We're gonna get caught. I should just go to the police and just lay it all in. And that's when she was like, went to her best friend and was like, this motherfucker's gonna talk. And then her best friend was like, my boyfriend and his friends will take care of it. So then she pays the hitmen to kill James.
How many people in this town are just like straight willing to kill people?
Involved.
Like,
it's too many people.
So it's too many people, right?
Too many fucking
so I'm
people.
like, I cannot imagine. But during the trial, it shows like, well, I mean, this was like the late 80s. There was a massive amount of cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
It was
everything. There's the missing ingredient.
I was like, normal, like, you know, you just don't go around being like, yeah, we'll kill people. But
I got a great idea, you guys.
I had a great idea. We'll get the hitman to kill the hitman.
Yep.
And then, oh, totally.
We should open a restaurant.
We should just rubbing your gums constantly.
So, yeah, after basically, like, she's outsourced the freaking, like, hitmen to kill the hitman. And
Poor
it's
man,
Paul
Marty.
Gall
Poor Marty.
and this
His
guy,
name's Marty, right?
Daryl.
I don't even know anymore.
are the ones that lure James out to the stick and strangle him in Mary Ellen's Toyota with the custom plates NSTVXN for Nasty Vixen.
No! Stop it! Like, stop it!
With your custom lingerie.
I wish it was Trashy Vixen. Just tie it right in.
I hate it.
I hate
Perfect.
it.
In a trial that played like a movie of the week, with prosecution starting the opening remarks with a blown up picture of Mary Ellen covered in that $20,000.
Oh my God.
Honey.
It's so embarrassing.
They go through testimony that includes steamy love letters, cocaine parties, male strippers, mother-daughter cheesecake photos.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to need you to...
This
do you
story
have any more?
has everything.
Can you explain the cheesecake
I wish
photos?
I was making this up. This is an actual court documents.
I don't understand.
In her appeal or whatever, going through all of the evidence of the trial. And
Are
I'm
they
like,
feeding each other
what?
cheesecake?
What
Are they rolling around in the cheesecake?
there was not a description, nor did I get to see the
Said
photo.
said photo.
And of course, the infamous police cursing parents. She is finally found
NCAB.
guilty
I hope
18
that
days
parent
of deliberation
got a
in
good
94.
home.
I
hope
know.
that parent is living its best life because they live forever.
I know. She is actually one of the few women that is on death row here in California. And her death sentence was recently upheld, which is some of the trial or the court documents that I was going for. The Supreme Court did actually say we are going to
Yeah, I mean it'll never happen because
California.
We don't do that. But wow,
and she was known in a lot of the papers and in the LA Times at that time. She was dubbed the Green Widow.
Wow.
Green,
wow.
huh? Mm-hmm. There were so many other Cocaine Widow, Trashy Vixen Widow.
Green because of money.
Right.
Money.
Yeah.
But
she
Christmas.
literally was just like, they asked her at trial, they were like, do you think that your lifestyle's changed since? And she's like, no, I get to do a little bit more things, but nothing's really changed that much.
Ma'am.
She's like presented as like a very normal
Meanwhile,
housewife.
she's like stroking her like mink fur coat on the stand.
No, I can't imagine anything that's changed at all.
Nothing's changed at all. Just the amount of coke I do.
It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, I figured with the elements of this story, it's just one that I had to share with you guys.
That was a wild ride.
When we say the story has everything,
This
I
one
guess
really
we just
does.
we didn't know. We didn't
what
know.
everything
What
entails.
everything could
be.
I didn't know that I would need a parrot who shit talked police. But I did need that.
Or the pyramid scheme of murder where you get like hitmen to kill your hitman who killed your husband. Oh my goodness.
Mary Ellen. Wow.
Yep.
Honey.
There you go.
Woo,
Well,
I'm shook.
maybe she didn't do it though. Do we ever consider that
Did we
possibility?
ever stop to consider that maybe?
Yeah, I looked. It's I do not feel like there is a substantial amount of evidence to show that she was not heavily involved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. It's a.
I don't know how
Wow.
you come back from that. You transitioned except for what are y'all watching this week?
Yeah. Woof.
Well, other than Don't Look Up, I will say, and this was on my list to talk about earlier, and I didn't, but I'm going to talk about it now. And do I care that this movie came out in 2018? I don't. I know it's several years old at this point.
Okay.
But I have a fucking bone to pick. And so I need to talk about it right now.
I got a bone to pick.
And also, I'm going to give a special shout out to our sound engineer, Thomas's wife, Sarah, because she loves this movie. And we have never had an argument in all the years of our friendship. But we did about this movie because I don't know. I've disliked many movies. If you want to listen to our Tainted Love movie episodes to prove that, you feel free.
Yeah.
Mother! Exclamation point.
Oh.
By Darren Aronofsky.
Yikes.
I know that this movie is polarizing. I know that some people really like it.
Who?
Sarah really likes it.
It's a fucking fever dream.
Did you watch
literally never heard anybody who
I
liked it.
Hated this movie with it kept me up.
Visceral.
I was awake at night thinking about how much I disliked this movie. I woke up the next day mad about it. I hated it so much. And I'm a horror fan, so I was looking for something kind of spooky to watch.
Give me vibes.
Yeah, and it looked like vibes, right?
Yeah.
The trailer, I'm like, this looks like vibes. I like Darren Aronofsky. I like Black Swan.
I loved Black Swan.
Yeah, I like Jennifer Lawrence. I like Michelle Pfeiffer. Let's fucking go.
The ingredients are there.
Oh, it was the most pretentious. I can barely form words. How this movie got made.
How dare you?
How dare you, Darren Aronofsky? I am so angry. So I just want to say it on the podcast because, for fuck's sake, this is a 2-hour long metaphor that should have been a short film. Mm-hmm. Don't waste your time if you are thinking about it. If you're that's been on my list for a long time and maybe I'll get
take
to
it off.
Please don't do it. Or do if you talk to Sarah and she, convinces you that she likes this movie and can give you reasons why she liked it. I am angry that I spent 2 hours of my life watching this thing.
I did the opposite and I watched Beauty and the Beast last night. I opened up Disney Plus.
Oh.
Yeah. The animated one.
Yay!
I was just Eric and I were feeling super nostalgic and I actually was so heartwarmed by, just their amount of movies and nostalgia on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. I was just oh my God, are we going to watch Rescuers Down Under?
Yeah.
Yes.
I fucking love Rescuers Down Under.
Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Yeah.
Come on.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's just
watch that instead of Mother, please, God.
Please. I am in a very much I'm watching sweet things right now. I'm letting happiness into my life.
You wrap up in that warm cocoon of Disney movies.
Yeah.
You keep yourself safe.
It was very pleasant. The world is a very confusing and angry place sometimes. Sometimes a Disney movie is the perfect solve to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a new dog.
Yay!
Yeah!
Little Rosie.
Welcome to the fam.
We named her Rose after Betty White because of, obviously her sad passing. And now we have a Chuck and Rose, which was not on purpose, but these are the names of my husband's grandparents, Chuck and Rose.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, so it's kind of cute. We're pretty sure she's an Italian Greyhound, a mix of some sort. That's definitely Christina nailed it. We were she looks like an Italian Greyhound. I look at him she has to be.
You have to do her DNA.
We do.
Yeah.
She's very, very pretty.
She's got the biggest Dobby ears.
The ear shape she has is considered rose petal.
Oh,
those are the
so
I'm like, how funny, right?
They're so big.
They are big.
I love it.
She's super cute. She's very sweet. She hates human beings.
Same girl, same.
Very, very scared of any humans. She is very, very curious and likes pets, likes other dogs. Very, very interested, very curious of other animals. Her and Chuck have been very cohabitating. They have been getting closer and closer to each other.
That's all you can really hope for.
Yeah, it's very eased in.
Yeah.
We've given Chuck 1,000,001 way places that he can go in which she cannot reach, which is not that difficult because she's a very small dog. She's only 10 pounds. But
yeah, she weighs less than my cat.
Yeah. She's small, but she's tall, so she's got long legs. But this has been our journey this week. It's been kind of like introducing her to their home. She is now trusting. She's very attached to me. I'm trying to pass this trust into Chris so that she also can, imprint on him as well.
You can't have both the animals. It's not fair.
It's really unfair. Because Chuck is mine for sure. Yeah. Chuck is very
attached to you,
very attached to me, and so now Rosie is as well. And I'm trying to. I didn't mean for that to happen. So last night, and she trusts Chris, but definitely if it was one of those little orphan Annie scenarios, she hears my voice and she is attached to my hip. And we've been doing the not 24 hours together. We've even kind of put her in the bathroom for a little bit to kind of give her a little away time. She trusts me, she trusts Chris, and she trusts Dylan. And that is the limit to her trusting of humans right now. But she's learning, and we're trying to just get her acclimated to more humans slowly but surely so that she met Christina this morning.
Hell yeah.
She's so cute.
Yeah. She didn't shake.
Yeah. She did pretty good.
She did really good. But this is also 4 days in. So, I mean, we're it's
just a journey.
Yeah. It's slow going.
I'm so glad that you're taking that journey. I love that.
Yeah, me too. I know you wanted a dog. You've wanted a dog for a while. So I'm really happy.
We got I didn't anticipate getting a, what am I trying to say? A project. I don't love projects.
Yeah.
When you get a dog from a shelter, though, it's never know what they've gone through, and
I've only ever had rescue animals.
Yeah,
but
even then, acclimating an animal to your home is always a journey. Even the best animals, it's a new environment, it's
patience.
A lot, it's new people, and she'll get there. Yeah,
I'm not worried about her getting there. Growing up, I trained dogs, so I'm very. And so, for me to say that is silly because at the same time, I've never had any animals that we've ever paid for. I've only ever had rescue animals my entire life. Mm-hmm. That being said, she is definitely a much more. She has a lot more things to go work through. She came to us with a lot of injuries.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
She still has lots of spots on her where she may have been attacked. She's a year old, so we're working through it.
But she's still so young.
She is. Yeah. She's young enough, I think, that we can work through it. But it is going to be a slow process. Like I said, I think my biggest thing right now is just getting her around as many humans, in doses that we can, so that she can be like, oh yeah, there's other humans I can trust.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, I passed you that DNA thing because I did that with Pickles, and we were all wrong because
I cannot believe he's part Shih Tzu. Oh,
my gosh. Almost half.
He's almost
he
half.
He doesn't look
Shih Tzu,
it.
and he's a pit bull terrier Shih Tzu, and so Eric literally, I think, died inside of happiness because he's like I have a bullshit, and he literally his heart grew 3 sizes. So yeah, I mean it's a fun experiment because it just definitely breaks down, and we actually found relatives of his in Bakersfield.
No way, yeah. That's so cool. Oh my god.
Cassie's gonna cry.
She's
like,
you can find their relatives. They're like, oh, he's got cousins here. He's got distant family here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, so cool. But cool. If you have stories to share like we asked for earlier in the episode, Also, quick ask, if you get a minute and you can like, rate, and review, we would be so appreciative. But even if you want to just reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of website. It's myworst8podcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.